APC, but we see how the APC would sort this out, because it's important that they put their house in order, in as much as by law the legislature is supposed to be an independent body, choose their members themselves, do their elections themselves. Somehow we have seen influences from party members, especially from the leadership of the party. The aim is just so that there's some form of how do you call it now? Some form of synergy between the executive and the legislature, even if that has been criticized a great deal, because again, we do not hope to see a democracy where the executive and the legislature are friends. They don't have to be friends, but they have to work together for the betterment of the country. And so we saw, the last 4 years of this current National Assembly and how they worked with the president. And we also saw the last 4 years, that is before 2019, from 2015 to 2019, we saw how Saraki and Dogara worked with Buhari, and how, they were somewhat blamed for the slow development and the slow progress that the government was making. And so when we had Ahmed Lawan and Femi Bajabiamila at the helms of affairs at the 9th Assembly, one would think that the development would have been rapid, really rapid. But one of the things you would notice is that time after time, we saw a lot of, loans being approved. And just up until recently, we saw another loan. Just 2 weeks to the end of this current administration, we saw another loan request. And one would ask, is that why we usually have, the party interest in choosing the leadership of the National Assembly? Well, the 10th Assembly is underway. In June, they will be inaugurated, and they would have the sole responsibility of swearing in or of electing their leaders and running their affairs. That's exactly what is going on right now. But let's see how all of that pans out now. So we hope that they, sort these issues out, and this is handled well. Okay. Also, one stories that have been in the news recently is the story of Hadiza Bala, the former MPA boss. Hadiza Bala was in the news when she made some revelations about the former Minister for Transportation, Chibike Amechi. She wrote in a book, Stepping on Toes. It's her recent memoir, and according to her, she said it's to clear her name. When she was speaking at the book reading session in Lagos, Bala said she needed to clear the falsehood peddled against her. Buhari had in 2021 suspended Bala Usman as MPA MD. Now, Rotimi Amechi, former Minister of Transportation, recommended her for suspension for alleged that the agency under her watch failed to remit 165 billion naira operating surplus to the coffers of the federal government, and she would be, exonerated by an administrative panel of inquiry set up to investigate the alleged mismanagement. So she was later exonerated. But Lausman on Saturday said telling her side of the story was more important than preserving herself. And she also came out to, say a few things against her former boss, Rotimi Amechi. And that's how that happened. But we hope that all of these things, are sorted. She said she didn't send him or give him a birthday gift or probably wish him happy birthday. Some very trivial issues, if you ask me. But again, these are the issues, and this is why she was in the news. All right, also we move on to a very, very important story that happened day before yesterday, where we saw that popular artist Sheung Kuti assaulted a police officer in traffic. And so he hit him, and a lot of people have said, he should be arrested. In fact, that video went viral, and the spokesman of the police force has said that the IG has ordered investigation into the matter and has ordered for the immediate arrest of Sheung Kuti. Yes, we know. Let's be very, very factual. Amidst all of the things that is going on with the police and how the police might have their issues, one thing we know is that it is wrong to hit a police officer, especially if he's in his uniform. It's wrong anywhere across the world. You can't do it in the US, you can't do it in the UK, you can't do it in areas you call civilized climes. You can't do it in these areas, and so it's important that we set this right. So the police is going to handle this. They're going to see all of the issues there, and also charge him to court if they have to. But we also hear that Femi Falana is going to be his lawyer to go along the case with him. But he's come out to say that the policeman hit his vehicle and wanted to kill his family. That was his defense. We saw video of him, shouting and bullying on the man before he finally hit the man. And when he hit him, his wife actually came out in that video to pacify him. And then he yelled at his wife to get back into the car. And that's quite worrisome. It's quite worrisome. All right, that's that. Let's see how that goes, because a lot of reactions have trailed that action. A lot have trailed that action, and the issues around that is that people are talking about the police brutality and all of the things that happened around them. Well, the truth of the matter is that, like I said earlier, you cannot hit a police officer in uniform. It's totally wrong. It's unacceptable, and trust me, you would face the law for it. All right, let's move on to our big story for today, which happens to be some of the killings that has happened in recent times. First, we see that the Kaduna Deputy Governor visits Zango Kataf over killings. Yes, the killings happened. We see that the Kaduna Deputy Governor Hadiza Balarabe has led the state government's delegation to Zango Kataf local government following attacks that led to the killings of 10 natives and injury to many others. Now, this was just as the governorship candidate of the APC, Ubasani, condemned the Tuesday night renewed killings on Zango Kataf community. Now, this is very, very worrisome, because these killings have been one too many. Now, the one that broke the camel's back was one that happened on the 15th of May. On the 15th, yes. That one, sorry, not 15th. It happened a few days ago. But the Guardian is just carrying it now. It says about 40 farmers, including women and children, have been killed by suspected herdsmen in Takalafiya village in Gitata district of Panda development area in Karu local council. An eyewitness, Moses, alleged that the attackers were Fulani, allegedly, who invaded the village, shooting sporadically and throwing dynamite at houses while people slept. Among the victims were a pastor of Evangelical Church Winning All, Reverend Daniel Dambeki, and several of his members, including women and children. In court, they came on reprisal. We heard rumors that what they did to the people of Mada in Kokoma local government area would be replicated in Gitata district. Most of our people who fled have not returned, and we don't know their whereabouts, Moses said. Meanwhile, a mass burial was conducted on Saturday for 38 victims killed in Takalafiya and Gwanja rural communities in Karo local council. Deputy Governor of Nasarawa State, Dr. Emmanuel Akabe, who led a government delegation to the burial, condemned in strong terms the killing and destruction of properties. Akabe expressed shock, saying government would investigate causes of the attacks and bring the perpetrators to book. He also assured that the government would provide relief materials to displaced persons, even as he encouraged communities to provide credible information on to relevant authorities. Now, neighboring communities such as Angwambege, Angwamadaki, and Gida Allah, occupied predominantly by Gwandara, Mada, and Yeshkwa tribes, were also attacked. A community leader who did not want his name in print urged government to take header farmer clashes more seriously. Sobbing, he said, if nothing is done to end these unprovoked attacks on innocent rural dwellers by herders. People will not continue to watch themselves and their ancestral homes raise. We are being pushed to the wall and anything can happen, in quotes. Now, in quote, he said again, what is happening in neighboring southern Kaduna has gradually surfaced in Nasarawa. 2 of my children and wife were burned to ashes, and you want me to just take it as an act of God? God never said wicked persons who do not have regard for lives of fellow human beings would burn my family. These killers don't deserve to exist. They are evil people. That were his words, in quotes. Now, that's our big story. We're looking at the incessant killings coming from southern Kaduna and now migrating into Nasarawa. Now, this story took a couple of days before it made it to the press, and there was a mass burial in this area, and this is towards the twilight of this administration. One would say that the administration has been really quiet. I mean, about these killings. You can call them herders. You can call them herder-farmer clash. But we are still waiting for arrests to be made. We're waiting for prosecution to be made. And all of these things will, if not done, would further affect the trust that the people have on the government. This is one to worry about, if you ask me. And there's a couple of things that one would hope that the government will do really, really quick to ensure that they bring these killers to book. All right, let's go for a short break now, and when I come back, our guests who will be joining us, we hope to have the guests join us pretty soon, because we will be discussing with guests who also have been in the forefront of these issues. Also has some information for us as well, and we'll be looking at some of these killings and what may likely be the causes and why the government have been silent over the years on this matter. Stick around. This Eagles Outlook here on Eagles 102.3 FM.
Oops! Sorry for the break in transmission.
Fire!
Stay. Play. Eagles Fresh Hits.
102.3 Eagles FM. From Milky Way to Earth, everywhere there's internet, you can connect with Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. Log on to our website, www.eaglesfm.com. Follow and engage with us now on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok at Eagles FM Abuja, Instagram at Eagles FM 1023. Download our apps on your Android and iOS stores. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja, your radio experience you can count on.
Has anyone told you you can talk about your business on radio for just 15,000 naira? Get a chance to talk your business for 25 minutes on The Entrepreneur. Mondays to Fridays, 3 p.m. on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. For more inquiries, call 090-9984-4433. 090-9984-4433. The Entrepreneur. Talk your business for just 15,000 naira. Hurry now.
All right, welcome back. 26 minutes compass 9 a.m. here in the nation's capital, and this is Eagles Outlook here on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. My name is Danny Sucre, and we're looking at topical issues that are making the rounds in the polity, especially with our searchlight beaming on the recent killings in southern Kaduna that is now finding its way into Nasarawa. We woke up to a rude shock of almost an entire village raised down, and it's really worrisome. And our guest is quite close. He'll be joining us pretty soon as we look at the issues around these incident killings. And one particular reason again is why the silence. Why does it look like nothing is being done or nothing wants to be done about it? that's one that we do hope that the incoming administration will look into it very, very well, because one of the very vital responsibility of government is to ensure that lives and properties are being protected. Apart from providing shelter, ensuring that there's a good economic environment for business to thrive, but the protection, the sanctity of life is a very, very important responsibility of government. And when we have a government where we do not see proactiveness when it comes to protecting life and properties, then the people may just want to lose trust in the government. We just heard what a community leader from Nasara that was affected in the recent killing said. He said that the people are pushed to the wall and they may just do what they have to do to protect themselves. It's quite important that our leaders do something about it, especially the incoming government. They have to take it as a responsibility to ensure that the lives of these people are protected. But we'll hear more from our guest when he joins us. But in the meantime, let me get your take on the conversation. 0907-353-0044 or 09087668888, or send me a message on WhatsApp to 090-970-54450. That's WhatsApp. Send me a message, send me a voice note, or probably call me. Let's have our conversation now. That's it here. Let's see who is here on the line. Hello and good morning.
Good morning, Danny Supri.
You're welcome. You know where you're calling from?
This is Comrade Haruna calling from
You're welcome.
Thank you. I want to react on the second story about Sheon Kuti.
Yes.
Being a certain policeman, an officer. You see, I believe Sheon Kuti is a human rights activist. All his message he has been preaching is all about better life for Nigerians, fighting for the poor. There are things I observed in that video. He is very aggressive. His wife is even scared of him. I don't know if you watch it, although you also mentioned that the way he shouted at his wife, she quickly get back to the car. I don't see any reason for him to be slapping the policeman that he wants to kill him. What kind of kill is he trying to say? I saw the car in that same video. There was no damage from that car. So please, the IG should do something about it. We've seen how Nigerian police has been deranked because of assaulting citizens. So this time around, the table has turned around to them. We want justice for that policeman, because if you observe, that policeman is a very gentleman. So coming him, but never to listen to him, rather slapping him, dragging his shirt. Having said that, issue of Southern Kaduna. The Southern Kaduna, is it a crime to be a Southern Kaduna? You see, I've been expecting this government to declare state of emergency in Kaduna, because of every blessed day you'll be hearing killing from one local government or the other. Now the thing is spreading to Nasarawa. Niger has been battling with it. The three states surrounding Abuja have been battling with insecurity, and nothing has been done about it. We should take proactive measures before it escalates to something else. That is my contribution. Good morning, Danny Super.
Right, thank you very much for sharing talk to us, Comrade Haruna. Thank you very much. All right, so our guest is here, Bevan Magani, joining us live on the Eagles Outlook. Good morning and welcome.
All right, Danny. Good morning.
All right, Bevan Magani is a journalist. He's been one who's had the first-hand experience of some of the happenings, especially in Southern Kaduna and in the Middle Belt generally. He's written about these things. He's done, his investigative report on all of these things. And let's hear from him and let's see what might be the root causes of some of these things. First of all, welcome to the show. And let's start with the killing in Zango, Kataf.
Yeah, Daniel, I wouldn't say it's a pleasure being here, because this is not something I'm supposed to talk about. As a journalist, I'm supposed to tell stories about what's happening in other parts of the world, but not exactly about my home state, where I was born, where I was raised, where my parents are, where my siblings are. So, basically, as I'm talking to you now, my sister was shot and killed on Thursday. Yeah. my sister was shot and killed. Blood sister, I'm not talking about a far relative and all of that. So this is what I've been confronted with. Almost on a daily basis, people get killed. And these are the stories I keep telling. If you remember, in 2020, I staged protests here in Abuja. The Southern Kaduna protests were mobilized by me, the three of them, both in Kaduna, Abuja, and Lagos. And I think we did that 3 times. And I went on to do a documentary, which was released by David Hundayan, titled Southern Kaduna, Blood, Tears, and Anger. It's on YouTube there. You can go see it. Now, when you watch that documentary, it will give you a clear picture of what's happening in Southern Kaduna. I am exhausted. I am tired. I am surrounded by dead bodies left, right, center. I'm exhausted. It feels like I'm the only person, I'm the only Nigerian journalist talking about this. You know, the day that attack happened in Ondo State, did you know a helicopter shot people in Kaduna State, in southern Kaduna? People, you know, a helicopter shot at people. Not a single Nigerian journalist went there. I did. So I've been going to the most remote of places. I can't even save a penny because I need to tell stories. I need to tell, look, a lot is happening in the Middle Belt. I'm not talking about just Southern Kaduna alone. We're talking about Southern Kebbi, Northern Niger, Nasarawa here, FCT, Southern Kaduna, Plateau, Gombe, Southern Gombe, Southern Bauchi, Southern Borno, Southern Adamawa, Taraba, all of these places, Benue. It's still the same elements of destabilization. People are getting killed on a daily basis. I am tired of talking. And now this is the point. I am talking not because I am I'm scared about the people who are being killed on a daily basis. But I realize that in the future, the people are going to say, we've had enough. When they come together, and that's going to be a problem. That's what I'm trying to avoid here. People are going to say, we've had enough. The indigenous people of the Middle Belt are getting killed on a daily basis by the same element, the same set of people. And no one is paying attention to it. Look at what happened in Nasarawa State here. I mean, my sister was killed on Thursday. On Friday, I was on my way to Southern Kaduna, and then I got close Gitata area, and I could sense it. I see people standing. I was like, something is definitely happening here. So I was dealing with I was going through about my own, how it affected me directly. I didn't even pay attention to that on Nasarawa State until I go back to Abuja. That's when I got to realize that this morning, according to, is it the Guardian newspaper?
Yes, Guardian.
Over 50 people have been killed in Nasarawa State. Just one attack. One man lost his wife and 7 children. You check my WhatsApp status, you'll see all their bodies were, lumped together and set on fire. Now, the spate of attacks has changed. Before they come to the community, they start shooting and then burning houses, with these flammable chemicals they use. But now this is what they do. They bang on the door. They come in different directions like they want to happen in my sister's village where she got married. It's called Warkan in Zango, Kataf. So they came from 3 different directions, surrounded the whole village. And now they started shooting and then they bang on your door. So if they find you inside your house, they drag you out, they gun you, then they use machete on you, and then they set the body on fire. It wasn't like that before. In the past, they just shoot and then they move and then they loot, get whatever they can get, and then they move on. But now, they set the bodies on fire. I mean, 33 people were killed in Runji just a couple of weeks ago. 33 people killed. And annoying thing is, after one attack, another one happens immediately. On Thursday, my sister was killed with her mother-in-law. My sister has escaped already. She's escaped. And then she thought about it. Oh, my mother-in-law is in the house. Her mother-in-law. Talking about a woman in her 70s. So she went back to get the woman. Both of them were gunned down. So I witnessed this burials. My sister was buried like a dog, bro. Like, I feel so terrible. I have been raising awareness about what's happening in the Middle Belt, in Kaduna State, Southern Kaduna, and other parts of, the country. But I think the government needs to wake up to this. We need to be very, very realistic. Like the way Governor Sam Osam would say, when you keep pushing a dog to the wall, a goat to the wall, one day it's going to react by biting. A goat is not known for biting, but one day it's going to react. And we need to prevent this disaster that's likely to happen.
Okay, so the issue is there are a couple of military installments, especially in Kaduna State. Is it that they don't get a call for rescue, or are they overwhelmed?
I don't trust the military. One bit. I'm saying it any day, anytime. I don't trust the military. Now, this is what happens here. Most of the times, in our cases in Southern Kaduna, when people are being attacked, right? Mm-hmm. First of all, the military withdraws. First of all, okay, these are the signs. if there are Fulanis, there are still Fulanis in southern Kaduna moving freely all over. Fulanis are in Nasarawa State. I mean, if you follow my activities, you realize that I go to the most remote of places. Fulanis are working freely in all these communities. All right. So when you see a sudden exodus of the Fulanis, and then first of all you start seeing strange faces amongst them, and then you start noticing that they are moving quietly, just be rest assured there's an attack that's about to happen. Now, when this attack is about to happen, you look around, the military, that has been stationed around these places disappear. And they wait until the attacks happen before they reappear. They are reappearing not because they are going after the invaders, but because they want to stop the youth from retaliating or going after these people. These are the realities we're confronted with. This is what is happening. I've spoken about this multiple times. The military, I don't trust them one bit. Now, on Thursday, the military had to when people are getting killed for over an hour, one community, I will just take them like 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes to go there and, safeguard the people and help save lives and all of that. The military had to stay in the nearest village until the attack was done before they moved in. The ones from the other community and the ones from the other community, two different. Both of the military didn't do anything. So I don't trust the military one bit. It looks like the military is aiding in the killing of our people. I don't understand the kind of military we have in Nigeria. It is highly disappointing.
Okay, so one would wonder, has there been any statement from these people? Is there a reason why these killings are going on? Because again, don't forget that during the time where we had the increased herder farmers clashes, especially in the first tenure of this administration, there were some insinuations that there were times when the Fulanis were killed, because of their kind of trade, and they're moving from one place to another with their cattle and stuff. Isn't this a reprisal?
A reprisal? I'm just telling you that there are Fulanis all over the place. There are Fulanis in southern Kaduna, everywhere, my local government, where people get killed every day. Fulanis are still moving freely. So if our people wanted to carry out a reprisal, do you think there will be any Fulani man out there? Let's be honest with ourselves. Where are the evidences of these people killed? Where are the pictures? Where are the videos? Probably in a situation where these people go to attack the communities and then the people fight back. And then, there are instances where the people are beginning to fight back. And you find out that, one or two of them, the attackers get gunned down and all of that. So okay, let's talk about these farmer herders clashes. Farmers and herders. It's mostly women and children and old people that are getting killed, not even the youths. So if it's supposed to be a farmers herders clashes, it's supposed to be two groups of young people, men and youths fighting each other. It is women and children that are mostly killed. The story is one-sided. So you can't tell me it's a farmers herders clashes. I call it a genocide. The indigenous people are getting wiped out.
All right. If you're still listening, this is Eagles Outlook here on Eagles 102.3 FM. And we're looking at the incessant killings that's been going on in the Middle Belt, especially with Southern Kaduna and the one in Nasarawa, Takalafiya, and in recent times, most recently, and also it has been continuous in this administration. Well, we'll come back to a guest. Let's see who we have here. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. And where you're calling from?
Ejimobo Victor Uchi from Buhari.
You're welcome.
Yes. What my young guy over there is trying to let us know is that the goats have no teeth to bite. But one day, due to the force and the intimidation, the goat may grow teeth overnight. I want you to know this. That is what they call trauma. You know that even the killing itself may not have nothing to do by now. But at later in time, the trauma may
the shock, because the unborn children, even the unborn children, I mean, our young guys today, our small boys, our children today, the trauma will remain in their memory. Through them, they will grow and give birth to their children. So, a speak in time, save lives. Let government get up. There is one elder statesman in this country say that anything that is more than 24 hours, check very well, there is a government hand inside. So government should get up now, because this thing now is, we are recording it, too. We are recording it. Our children, we are recording it. We are recording it. The unborn children will still come and hear about it. The trauma will remain. The danger that this is going to bring in future may be more than this we are hearing now. Let's call a spade. Safe life. Please, let government get up and stop this village. Government can do that. Nobody can hold government. Except they don't want to do it. They are looking at it. They are hearing it. They are seeing it. They are saying, let them get up and do something before it is too late. Thank you, sir.
Right, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us. Let's see who is here. Hello.
Hello. Hello, good morning.
Morning, your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Engineer Femi, and I'm calling from Turkey.
You're welcome.
I greet you, and I greet your guest, especially. Then I'll quickly start from here. UAE gave us 6 names sponsoring terrorism in this country over 2 years ago. We have not seen the names, we don't know the faces, and they've never been in court yet. The essence of giving us the name is so that they can be investigated, their families and cronies can be arrested, and details and facts can be brought up to stem the action, but no, we'll never see it. Kaduna seems to be a very funny place, really. Why? All the headquarters of the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Ground Force, the battalion, the training, the the armory is in Kaduna. And just a nearby place, these people, incessant killing, senseless killing, and yet we are saying that it is one thing, is another thing. We're just here. It's a conspiracy, and they are carrying out the script they have written already. Any other thing we say is just a waste of time, because one, this will not be investigated. The crime, nothing will happen. At best, if there's a reprisal attack, that's when armies will come and kill citizens and tell you story. When someone come, a whole country come and tell you, and then it beats reasoning that your farm is fixed asset. Someone will bring animals from unhealthy animals that cannot be sold in the international market and brings us nothing as a country. We'll move from nowhere to come and destroy your crops, and then we'll now say that your brothers live with them. One story, another is a class. How is it a class? I'm farming here. Everybody knows the address of my farmland. You come from nowhere and spoil my crop, and then it's supposed to be a clash. Is that not invasion of my farmland? Why are we changing the narrative? And then the government look for reasons to support it. How many of these cattle bearers or headers or whoever they are have you seen in court since you were born till now? Have you seen being prosecuted for destroying farmland, sent to jail, or for killing people? You've heard about helicopters dropping weapons. Have we investigated? Have we come out with the records, details? What about the terrorists that they opened Kuje prison and told us they escaped? Who has been punished? Have you seen the report? Is that not something that should make us stand and think? One of them was Suban here in Zamfara.
Oh, Angela family, we lost that there. Please do call us back. I'd like to hear from you. Hello.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. This is Balogun.
Well, let's hear you quickly, please.
Yeah. Your guest over there, please take us. Sorry for the loss.
Thank you.
It's just unfortunate in this country, you know. If a terrorist can come to NDA, Nigeria Defense Academy, so there is nowhere that is safe in this country. You know how powerful that institution is. And the terrorists came there to carry on an attack, and even though it's an army, so it's just it's just unfortunate in this country about this terrorism of people. Abacha once said that if a terrorist could last for 24 hours, that means there is a government, support. There is a government support in that, activity. So, I think the solution to this is just to have a chief of army staff that is a Christian. We know during this Ejirika time, the terrorism is less. It's very less compared to, to now. We've seen a lot of money being budgeted for, security. But in this administration, the attack, the amount of killing, despite the budget, is alarming, is increasing compared to, upon all the Tekano, all those things being bought. This thing is a very clear, is a very clear picture. No, it's not something you're supposed to be, dagging here and there. Mm-hmm. There is aim. There is aim. In 2015, during Mr. Buhari said, when he was interviewed about this Fulani, activity, he said that it's not in Nigeria Fulani, it's Fulani from outside country. How a president could be saying this kind of thing? How will a Fulani from other country will come to your country and you are not even ashamed of all those kind of things? That means you as a president, you are not capable. What are your immigration officers doing? Allowing other foreigners to come into your country and terrorize all these people. And none of all these people have been caught or brought to book or up to date. So there is more to this thing. In Nasarawa then there was this aircraft shooting that Fulani was so much killed. Yeah, number of Fulani being killed. All these other statement in North start making some kind of noise, saying that there was a aircraft shooting. It's only Fulani community that was being killed. That what is government doing about that? Is it not after that there was a reprisal that they killed so much people in Benue State? So let's just call it a spade. There is I'm a movement, but I'm not in support of all these nonsense these northerners are doing. They are taking Nigeria back to see the amount of money being budgeted for security, money that would have been used for another thing. They are spending it on a security. They are taking Nigeria backward. See the amount of money they spend on a trade, and they vandalize those railway track. Mm. So northerners should call themselves. They should speak to themselves. They are taking their step backward. No any sensible somebody that will come and do any kind of investment here. So they should talk to themselves. They should speak sense into themselves.
Right.
All this kind of thing is so boring. We call it some kind of hunger strike. Say farmer cannot go to farm again. Look at the increase in foodstuff and all those things.
All right, Balago, thank you very much.
There's so much more to this. They should, I know the government of the day cannot ever investigate and
right.
The committee that will continue from where Buhari stopped. Mm-hmm. So I believe we are still praying and we are very hopeful.
Yes. Thank you very, very much. One final call now. And then we wrap it up here. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, Engineer Femi.
All right, just to wrap it up.
Yeah. Yes. So, when you now begin to look through the governor, I look at every five, he gets 100 million every other month. And I question some things like, one, you were the one that ran to court and said the Naira money and all of that. So when it comes to killing in your state, what have you done about it? Why can't you go to court and push the hand of the government to deploy men or soldiers to secure your people in your state. Nope, it will not happen. National state, when there was that killing and all of that, then we say we are investigating. Where is the report? We investigate forever and bring no report. You know why? Because the report will bring a lot of people culpable, and they are still in governance as we speak. And in the end, what this creates for us is we now bequeath a society of survivor of the fittest, an animal kingdom, where you've done this, me, I will do my own back, and it continues until we destroy the country because we refuse to declare equity, peace, justice for all. We take one people and put them on top of another by force. May God help us. Thank you. God bless you, sir.
Thank you very, very much. All right. So let's get back to our guest now. As we wrap this up, I mean, what would be your expectation from the incoming administration that comes in about 2 weeks' time?
Well, they have a lot of work to do. They have a lot of repairs to make, because, like someone stated earlier, people are grieved. Man, I was born in the late 80s. I witnessed the Zango Kataf crisis. All right? The Zango Kataf 92 crisis. I was a witness. I was born and raised in Zango Kataf. Now, by the year 2000, I witnessed the Sharia crisis in Kaduna State. I witnessed the Miss World crisis. I witnessed the 2011 post-election crisis. So I am like a traumatized person. There has not been true reconciliation. There has not been true healing. The people are aggrieved. Until we have an intentional government that will come and heal the hearts of Nigerians, the Middle Belt will continue with this for a long time. I'll go watch that documentary. I remember the boy Ngode, the dam, in an interview with him, and he started, I mean, a boy of less than 7 years. He knows the various parts of a gun. He says he wants to grow up to be a fighter. He wants to be a soldier. People are wounded. All these children whose parents are killed, mothers were killed and burnt and their houses destroyed, what do you think they are going to grow up being like? They're going to grow up being hating the other tribes or the people carrying out these attacks on them. People are aggrieved big time. And then I also think the Nigerian media needs to step up. The Nigerian media need to step up. We need to stop being press conference journalists. We need to stop being people who are getting paid before we carry out a report. Bro, I have a 1-hour documentary that I worked for 2.5 years, and this is the top radio station that's calling me and saying, let's talk about this, what you've done. People are not interested in that. But go see the wounds, go see how broken people are. Women are getting kidnapped and getting raped, and no one is talking about it. No one is paying attention to it. People are wounded. The next administration has to be very, very intentional. They have to, like, look, let's have this true peace and reconciliation process in order to heal the hearts of Nigerians. Let it be genuine. If it's not genuine, bro, this thing that started, I don't even know what's going to happen next.
All right, thank you very much for joining us. I've been speaking with Bevan Magani, a journalist and also one who's done a report on the incident killings in the Middle Belt. Thank you for joining us again.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you for having me.
All right, this is how we wrap things up here. Then we go for the business news update. Stick around, don't go anywhere.
Playing the best music from